Welcome to Mamahood After Trauma, where we stop pretending and heal out loud. I'm Emily Cleghorn, trauma survivor, cycle breaker, and mama rebuilding from the inside out. If you're ready to break cycles, trust yourself again, and rise without shame, you're in the right place. Let's go. Before we dive in, I want to introduce you to something brand new. If you love the podcast and want a deeper connection to your healing, check out the monthly Peace Pack, a small trauma-informed tool delivered each month straight to your mailbox to help you find calm in the everyday. You'll also get access to our private Patreon community where mamas like you can share, support, and learn together. Sign up with the link in the show notes. Hey, mama, welcome to the Mamahood After Trauma podcast. Over the next 3 or 4 episodes, I want to spend some time talking about what trauma impacts physically in your body, like in your physical health, and how we can, as trauma surviving mamas, reclaim our bodies. Because something that so many of us become disconnected from after trauma is our body. And so today, how I want to start off this conversation is to share what trauma stole from my body and how I came to realize that my body was never the enemy. Because, if I'm being completely honest with you, and if you've been listening to the podcast for any amount of time, you know that honesty is how I fly. Authenticity, I will tell it to you how it is. And so this is not going to be any different. And so growing up, I truly, truly, truly believed that my body hated me. I believed that my body was working against me and that it hated me. I remember the first time I had acid reflux or heartburn or anything like that, I was like 6 years old. Okay. And I dealt with a lot of unexplained fatigue and tension and asthma and all kinds of things that really impacted how I lived my life, considering my physical wellness. And what happens when you grow up in a chaotic and traumatic environment is that trauma rewires your nervous system. Constant fight or flight leaves the body in a heightened state, and hormones shift, digestion slows, and sleep can become fragmented or elusive altogether. And it impacts everybody differently. For me, sleep was never really an issue. However, the tension in my body, my fascia is incredibly tight and full of tension. I've dealt with crazy hormone shifts And, all of those years, I just believed that my body hated me. I never associated my physical symptoms that I was having to have anything to do with the trauma, the emotional trauma that I had lived through as a little girl. And it wasn't until I was, I believe, 28 or 29, sitting in a naturopath's office, sharing my lived experience with him, and then him explaining back to me how my lived experience was causing my body to not be able to conceive a child naturally. It was the first time that I was able to understand that not only had my childhood experiences impacted my emotional health and my mental health, but it was also manifesting in my physical health. And I wish that I could tell you that that was the big aha light bulb moment. It was a big aha light bulb moment, but my story of reclaiming my body is a continuous journey. It's something that I am still working on. It's something that I am still navigating and figuring out. But I can tell you now that I know that my body doesn't hate me. I know that my body was protecting me. I know that the tightness I felt in my shoulders and still feel to this day is my body's way of guarding me. And the stomach issues were warning signs. Something is off. And so, if you're listening to this so far and you're thinking, man, I wonder if my physical wellness issues are being caused by my trauma, I encourage you to investigate. Search it out. Because I want you to know wholeheartedly and without a doubt that your body isn't failing you. It's been a messenger, a protector, and just so happens that the only language that your body knows how to speak is one that you don't know how to speak. And so it takes some time to tune in and learn the awareness and the curiosity and put the judgment to the side. But that awareness and that curiosity are truly the first tools that you need to reclaim your body. So I want to challenge you this week. As you go throughout your week, I want you to start noticing your body. without trying to fix anything, without judging, just observe. And next week, we're going to talk about the physical symptoms that many of us hide and what they mean. Now, a little disclaimer, I am not a doctor. I cannot diagnose or prescribe medication. I can just talk from my experience. And this is what I have found to be true for me. And if it resonates with you, that's great. So until next time, Mama, if you want to join the conversation on reclaiming your body, we are going even deeper on this topic this month in the Rising Room. You can find a link to the Rising Room in the show notes. Until then, Mama, mend the past so you can Mama in peace. Thanks for listening to Mamahood After Trauma. Take one insight from today, breathe, reflect, and keep healing out loud. Subscribe to the podcast for more stories, tools, and support. And remember, Mama, you're breaking cycles and rising with honesty. Until next time, mend the past so you can Mama in peace.